Everything working? Or you have to adjust something?
I did live. I'm live. Huh. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. I'm waiting on Reverend Dr. Niinana, who is also struggling. He's been trying 3 times and always been kicked out of the stream. So give us a couple of seconds. I hope he's going to be here. If not, we're going to roll the show like we did in the morning. Okay. Thank you so very much. Just be patient. And he just sent me a number and I'm trying to work if I can get his colleague right live with us. So please be here. We have a lot of good news to share, and he wanted us to treat the topic of reparations as there've been some updates on it. And he actually is coming with a guest, sister. Who is this? Wait, let me check the name. Sister Betty Williams, actually an inmate that he met along this reparation trip in the prisons out there in the US, and she has incredible stories to tell us about the process. So please be patient. In the meantime, we we've been talking about the One Africa conference this weekend. I'm so excited, like every other one is excited. Everyone is waiting, and I keep getting people asking the link for the ticket. Please, you can go to happy.film, right? Or happyfilm.com. I'm so sorry, happyfilm.com. You're going to get the link, but in a short while, I'll be sharing my own personal link on the Pan-African Daily TV for all of you to join in. So yes, while we're waiting on Reverend Dr. Niinana, please, I know a lot of people are like, you just come in like from the background, from the backyard, and we didn't hear your intro. So let's listen to the intro while we're getting seated and getting ready for these warm conversations with our guests for tonight. You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa. Okay.
After centuries of misguidance caused by slavery, colonization, lack of awareness of our history, and institutional disinformation, a new Africa is on the move, determined and getting organized. Afrika tuko pamoja. Welcome to the United Kingdoms of Great Africa. The United Kingdoms of Great Africa is the credo of the alliance movement of all African intelligences around a common ideal: the unity and development of a strong, conquering, and completely dedogmatized Africa through the channel of a strong organization called the Africa We Want Global. You are an African, Afro-descendant, researcher, historian, scientist, or simply an NGO. You want to be part of this great historical march towards the total freedom of an uninhibited Africa? Visit our website www.africawewantglobal.org. Register and discover the range of our platforms for change. AfricaWeWantGlobal.org. Join the kingdom, be part of it. An initiative of Dr. Susan Tata.
Thank you for joining. Thank you and welcome everyone that is joining the Pan-African Daily TV tonight. We've been having a very hectic day today, you know, trying to pack, trying to get everything set for Detroit, Michigan, and just this coming weekend. And I see a lot of people already purchasing their tickets, and there's a sudden are we awoke live conversation that we had tonight or this morning for some of you, but night out there was a very warm one. And we all had our alarms rang at 12 p.m. So that was a very important signal to connect us, to keep us really focus on what our objectives, what our purposes are, what we are here to fulfill at this time. I really am sorry that Reverend Dr. Niinana is not connecting, but I do hope that when we get into the process of this conversation tonight, that he's going to be joining us here. But one thing that I want to keep you all reminded you people is the One Africa conference. You can either be on the live virtual of this conference anywhere across the world, or you can be in person to actually, what the Germans like, leave the moment. You're going to leave the moment in Detroit, and with these powerful speakers and great thinkers of our times. So Professor James Small would be joining us live tomorrow on this same topic. Why is it important that Africans have to be a part of this One Africa conference now? And why is it even happening at this time? So we do all know that there's nothing that is going to happen here in the next decade of our lives. If we're still here, that is going to be a coincidence. Everything is the master plan. Everything is the way it's supposed to happen. Everything is the way things are going. And we do believe that this One Africa conference is actually the door opener, or Christians would say the breakthrough to what is going to happen in the next decade for the Africans anywhere on earth. So I just want to put the flyer again. And first of all, I really want to thank most of our followers, because when we had the morning show today, it was really about us trying to be there, out there, communicate about this One Africa conference. And do you know what? We were just going through our research team, and we saw that the flyer is everywhere. This is what I'm talking about. It's everywhere on the net. I want to thank Brother Leo Wright. I want to thank El Haji. I want to thank Amos Oyango. I want to thank Osman Torre. I want to thank all of you that actually made it possible to just, post this flyer on our individual pages to announce this incredible conversation that is coming. So I just want to share warm welcome to all of you that are in the chat right now. Ernest Parker, thank you so much. I know you're always here. Yes. So who we want Africa. Exactly. That's it. Johnny Boy, thank you for always being here. You said Queen Tata is looking beautiful as usual. Of course you do. All are. All of us are. We just that one package connecting, with our universe. And so all of us should be shining, of course. Michael Alexis, I've missed you here for so long. Yes. And I'm really, really happy to see you connected. Alexis from the Caribbean. I know you. We've been in touch for such a long time. We all started this movement together. But for sometimes you were missing, but now you are right here. Thank you so very much for being here. And I can see Mvo. Oh, is this Mvobe Kinyonga? Thank you. You say you're watching from Burundi, East Africa. Thank you so much. Jasper Bulawa, you say you cannot wait. Yes. Bulawayo. Thank you. And every other person that is here, say hello, Annie. Yes, Delaware driver. Thank you so much. Greetings. Sending you greetings. Stevie Robinson, the queen in the house. Who else? Say greetings, family. Greetings also to you. Orion Long, thank you for being here. Mary Salmon, thank you also. I can see Abu Galhani Ismail saying hello, Sister Susan. Yes. All right, here. Your queen is here, and we're ready to roll. We're waiting for our Reverend Dr. Niinana. I just cannot understand why we can have him. And yes, whatever is happening, we are here. Sister Sinovia, thank you so much. Special greetings to you, Millet. It's time to lock out place in the world. Yes, it's time. We're already on it. And if you are still wondering and you're still doubting where we've been or what we're doing, hey, we are already on it. And this conference is going to hold. This conference is already getting so hot. The seats are already limited. I think it should be already sold out by now. And like I was saying, people that were already asking about, is it going to be streaming live on Pan-African Daily TV? Actually, I answered that question. If you had watched the broadcast for today at the morning show, you would understand what the challenges that I talked about was. Only being only being able to stream this kind of a mega conference live for all viewers to connect it has cost a chunk of money. We had these conversations yesterday, and I was also guest in the morning program with Brother Ansa this morning, and we were just going through the whole lot that brother brother Taki and sister Felicia is putting out there to host this conference. It's a mega investment, and all why for us Africans, for us and nobody else, bringing the puzzles together, meeting us in the middle, discussing how we have to take stock of the continent and its people, and what are going to be the sectors that we're going to be evolving in. And it's the same thing that we're going to be meeting in Germany, to talk about how do we take it. And I had Dr. Marta, who is one of the matrons of the Africa Expo Festival in Germany this year. And she told me, whether the world likes it or not, the next generation, starting today, of billionaires are going to come from Africans, whether the world likes it or not. Those were how powerful words, and you're going to be seeing those words on the website that is currently being laid down. So yes, whether the world likes it or not, we Africans have grown up to own our continent, our resources, our minerals, our rivers, our people, our children, our women, our boys, our girls. We've owned all of them. No one is going to take their brains anymore. No. And this is one of the key things that we'll be meeting to talk about: ownership of the conference. So I thank all of you. And if you haven't already shared the One Africa Conference, Power in Unity Conference, postal, please just make sure that you're doing it on your pages, on your social media space, in your groups, on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your Instagram, wherever we are evolving. So we should stop like, oh, they are our platforms. They are us too. Who are the ones that keep contributing a lot to this? It is us, no other person else, isn't it? So please go ahead. I posted it and I ask all of us to show that commitment that we're talking about. If we're talking about Ubuntu, it means I don't expect you to only do it to me. You also have to do it to me. So please, to get that spirit in its place, that's what we have to do. When something comes like this, we run up on it. Let me just get back to my studio and check if Reverend Dr. Niinana is there. As I can see, he's trying to connect, but the streams will not allow him in. For whatever reason, they definitely know the agenda that he's bringing here tonight, and you all know it. You know that so well. And he's coming with fire, because it's all about the things when we're taking stocks that we'll be talking about, reparations. And that topic is not going to leave our tables. Not today, not anytime soon, until that deal is settled. And when I had a conversation with one of the sisters also out there, she was telling me, Dr. Susan, everything that we're talking about reparations, they're trying to do it. Everything that we do, and you hear the grants here, or we want to do a project here, or want to do festivals, or want to do expo here, and you see supporters that are saying, non-Africans are saying, oh no, we're going to sponsor. So you see why? Because of the sponsorship or the rush to give you grants, is they are also thinking that, we're already compensating, we're being a part, we're guilty already of the crimes against the African people since 400 years until today. So we just gonna, support your grand projects. So know that if you're consciously doing a project in the name of the African people, and they are placing a grant for you, it's not a bad thing not to accept that grant, but please read the conditions. Actually, why is this grant being granted right now? Go through the concept, because it's all like a business plan behind it. You have to go through one to other, because in another case, you can just be selling out your people without knowing. For money. For money. Because some of us were like, I want to put my project out there, get my stuff. And you see these NGOs that are rallying to fund our projects. And that's why we want to meet at the One Africa Conference and say, we need to start funding ourselves. The rich, heavy, loaded guys out there on the continent, in the diaspora, are coming together to say, we have to, because these manipulated intentions are too much. We're done over with it. Just schluss. Okay. So Yes, it's a good thing sending your projects, and but that's one thing that we discussed about how to look at how do we take load, how do we take responsibility, how do we fund projects, who are the ones in these projects, what are the projects intended to. We want to fund projects that actually going to build Africa, the Africa that we want. So that's why our meeting in Germany this year at the expo is going to be the diaspora meet is continent. Because we all do know Africa, the continent, needs its diaspora equally as us, the diaspora, need Africa. So that power in unity is what we cannot disagree anytime more. So, but like we say, always be careful who funds you, owns you, and you might just be selling out your people without being conscious for money. Remember, it all took money where we are today to buy us, to buy our leaders, bring fiat currency. So when we're putting our projects that are in our names, okay, and we begin to say, oh, they give us these chunks of grants, be just careful. What is it that they're selling to you? And what is it that you're buying? At what cost? And the most craziest thing is most of these grants are not even worth it. They take your time, they drain your energy. It's a business plan. And while we're also putting up this ground, be also aware and conscious of the fact that, not just only these grants, but they still your business plan, because you have to explain everything, what your projects are all about. But we're going to be doing trainings, spacious trainings on project management, how you do apply for funding, what is it that you should watch out for, and which are the banks and the companies that are black owned that are already getting engaged and prepared to fund projects out there, projects to build the nation. Okay, so spare your intelligence, your genuity that you already have been endowed with. Just spare it, keep it to yourself. Don't give it out for free. Don't give it out for 2,000. Don't give it out for even a million. Don't give it out for no reason. Because the One Africa Conference is exactly how we want to put things together to say, after taking stock, it is about the economy. You heard Brother Answer said it here. We're not just going to be doing the talk, how to empower ourselves to unite, but we're going to use the tools that actually are uniting us. And those tools is to put our mouth where our money is. Okay, or to put our money where our mouth is. Anyhow you want to put it, right? That is the concept, and that is what's going to happen. So why am I saying this? I'm saying it because today we want to crack on the topic of reparations. And we had this golden opportunity to go through with our expert, Reverend Dr. Niinana, who is actually the guy on this issues in terms of, consultings, trying to tap behind the lines, trying to read, not just in between the lines, but above the lines. What is this all about? And so that when we go as a collective people, putting out that package out there, we should be aware what we're asking and what we're taking and how we're going to use it. Because the whole conversation now is, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it, African people? They ask us, if we give you that so much money that you're asking, what are you going to do with it? And who should we even give it to? Because you're so different types of organizations. You're 55 governments. Who should we address the reparations to? The diaspora is saying no. It is us that you have to give. And they say, yes, of course we have to give to you. But who? The organization in the Americas, the one in the Caribbean, the one in Europe. Who are we going to give to? Now you see why the power in unity is very important. So we're not going to be dealing with those questions. And so it's like, the Germans tried to give it a little bit to the Namibians. And they already were like, we're guilty free. We already have settled. After all, why are we even still being held accountable? These are all contracts that your ancestors, my ancestors sat down and they all signed it. Now, why am I being held accountable? Then we say, no, it's still happening today in different forms, in different formats. Okay, so yes, the topic of reparation should never leave your concepts, your minds as an African. We're not just going to say, yes, we just heal ourselves, find a space, build our continent, and just, raise our young ones, and then we leave it and go. The damage is too much. Why did they have to do it to the Jews and not to us? And today we say, oh, the Jews are more organized. You know, they have their businesses. They're doing intertrade amongst them. And we look at ourselves as if we're just dumb not to work like that. No, it's just because they had a reparation. They were given, you know, the budget to be able to build their businesses now, train their people, and they start doing business together. If they never had that reparation, I bet you we would be having these conversations like today. So give it to us. It is upon us to know what we're going to do with it. Don't ask. Same topic, your artifacts. You're asking your artifacts, would you be able to take care of them? Would you be able to maintain them? Who are we even going to give to? So you don't know the Benin kingdoms where you stole them from. Out of a sudden, you don't know how it came to you and where you're supposed to give it back. And the conditions where you even made it to take it. So if we could not keep it well, how was it that you even had to steal it? Did you steal it because you say we were not keeping it well? Reparations is what we're talking about. Reparations is a conversation tonight, and we're still waiting for our guest. If I'm not going to have him here, I would just ask you to keep waiting when he comes, and probably we're going to record the conversation or we're going to come live again. If I'm going to wait again for the next 15 minutes and he's not being able to connect, there's just nothing that we're going to be talking about. But I just want to motivate you to understand already, prepare your mind when we talk about reparations. What does that actually mean? This is a lot. King Maponga said it today. Even if we have to talk about the reparations, it means we already have to take stock to start calculating. So when we're going as a collective, unified body, so we're just going to give you a bill. And this is the amount you have to pay us for 400, 500 years. And this is the amount of lives lost. This is the amount of land stolen, minerals stolen, and lives lost. So we should be able to be ready when we're calling on the reparations. So when somebody calls you in the morning, asks, how much are you talking about here? That we should be able to give a clear figure and to know what it's about. But we know our brothers and our brethren out there in the Caribbean, in America, have already worked it out. But the also question is, didn't they colonize us on the continent? So shouldn't the continent also be a part of, give us our reparations? Is it reparations only in terms of the enslaved, who actually built that civilization, worked on the farms, built the industries, created all sort of formulas that you stole without putting your copyrights in it? Is that all about reparation? Now, what about the whole continent where you brought your educational systems, your everything? Isn't that reparation as well? So these are all questions, because when we're talking about reparations for the first time, people are hearing it. And the moment you hear it, you always think about the enslaved. No. It's a lot more. I know a lot are saying, no, let's just move on. Yes, we're moving on. We're not staying stuck. We're not going to remain in this bubble and say until they give it to us. You already see that the untappable minerals and wealth that we all own, that you own, and that you will actually be added to get, is more than even what we're waiting. So while we are going to get that to say, no, you cannot just mess around with us and walk away free, carrying your heads up in the sky. We are going to get that, but we are focusing on what we have now. And this is what the conversations, the One Africa Conference, the meeting in Germany, the meeting in the Caribbean is all going to be about. But in the meantime, also, I'll be having some guests this week, some on the continent already, Caribbeans, delegations, Pan-Africans who are actually saying, yes, we'll be coming back, but we are already on the continent, circulating around. They've been meeting and talking to Pan-Africanists, to young people, to women, to boys and girls on the street. It's a wonderful, incredible project. And they reach out to us this week, showcasing that. So we'll be bringing the leader of that project this time, on the show. I'm just being a little bit very careful because I need to be so prepared for Detroit. Because it's not just like I just bought a plane and just go there and sit and just have a conversation. I have to bring solutions. I have to put it on the table, how we want it to go. So it's a lot of work, it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of rest also, and to be able to go on this journey. Why I'm saying so because a lot of people that are already signed into, like, we had conversations to be hosted. I don't know. We'll try the best that we can do. Okay. So I'm still saluting all of you that are joining us in the here. Cheryl is just joining. Esther, Stay Marie. Also, you say, Queen Tata, you're looking so superb in your colors. Wow. Thank you so very much, my queen. We are all that. You see, you're just telling me what you are. If you look at you right there, you definitely would also be like blooming and blushing out there. Because that's just who we are, lighting, the pieces of the beauty, all of us. Yes, thank you so much, Johnny Boy, for moderating and asking all of us to hit the subscription button or the like. And we had this conversation this morning on the morning show with Brother Answer, and I heard him also repeatedly saying this. And then in the comment, we begin to ask, is it in our nature that people have to remind us to share, to like, to contribute, to donate, to subscribe? And then we all realize and are coming to that concept where a great professor had been researching about this, because that is not us Africans. We come from a culture of naturally giving. And to us, giving is a humble thing to be a part. Okay. So, yes, if you're here, we don't want to be reminding ourselves, click the like button, share, comment, subscribe, and click notification bells. You see, those are some kind of terminologies that we're just learning because we're on the social space. No. The spirit is just going to tell you to direct you as spirited beings, as the first frequencies. And you just know what you're doing each time we meet in the house. So it's just like, oh, yeah, I'm going to Detroit and I'm going to be asking them, oh, can I come in? And then food is ready. Oh, can I go to the table? All this manners. And the craziest thing is, like they say, it's manners, table manners. It's respect. To always want to, like, and then I ask myself, oh my God, when I was growing up in the village, yes, we do ask, should I taste? Should I do this? But even when I did it, and my mom would hit my hand, he didn't say, oh, because you were disrespecting. Because but this training that some people think that they've been melting the civilization on us. We did it centuries before. How we raise our children. We're struggling to raise just two today because we are in the so-called civilized that will say, no, just give two because you can take care of them, you can train them, and you can do this. And they keep reducing and reducing and reducing our population. Or the ones that are also going to say, oh, you know what? All this whole crap about polygamy is that it's also a population reduction strategy. Okay. But we are not going to be caught in this fallacy or in this palaver. This palaver is not our own. So I want to thank Nomozulu Tata. You are an inspiration. Oh my God, I have to say something about this Queen Mother here. Let me just put her comment live on the show because she's watching right here from Germany, where I am in the northern part in the city called Bremen. And Sister Tata reached out to me 2 days ago. She was she was just blooming and like, your name is Tata, and my own too. I'm also Tata. And she comes from the southern kingdoms, and she's here, and she's creating the Pan-African radio. And she was so happy to have connected to the Pan-African Daily, just knowing that she has a sister in the neighborhood and that she's never known for years, and that we are connected now. She was so thrilled. You know what we did? We spent all the time just laughing. We were just laughing. We didn't even know why. It's like the pieces that are fitting together. When they find themselves, I'm telling you, we cracked and laughed the whole that morning. And so, sister, I want to greet you, Noma Zulu. Noma Zulu is a spatial name. You can already see the ending. You just know who she is. She's so brilliant, pretty, beautiful. I haven't seen her, but my spirit has already told me from her laughter, from the way she approached me, from the way we spoke like we knew herself 400 years ago. And exactly, that's the extensions. When we connect and we meet each other, that's what happens. That's the bubble. We just melt. We just don't want to even leave one another. We just like there. It's just there. The vibe is good. So, sister, thank you so much. Because I heard you were always asking, when are you coming live? When are you coming live? I've been waiting. Okay. So now we are hearing Hakim is saying, can you speak about the Canadian, the create problem between children and their parents, the lie and lie and lie so that they take the children from the parents, especially migrant families. Please, can you talk about this? Hakim, this is a very important issue that you're bringing out here now. You see, please drop your questions and your comments in the box. I think while we're waiting for the Reverend Niinana, we have to be talking about this. Now, this issue has been a burning issue, but it's not only in Canada. It is across the world. And it's not only coming to take our children and then raise them up. Remember, we did a conversation on this about the adoptions. We also see prominents that are saying this is the way we can support Africa. Or it's still just not another trick to say, when we go like the celebrities and we take the children, so that's also compensation. So if you cannot even raise your children, we can take them and raise them up. No, that's stealing. That is still stealing. And we know children that have been adopted or called into adoption, and those children have no connection with their money. And remember, these systems are truly just made in a kind of a way that, is buying. It's not like adopting. We're going to create our own model, the Africa continental and the diaspora. That's what we're trying to do with all these meetings and everything. Where do we begin to address issues like this? And remember, we said it a couple of times here. Me, I'm a mother to all the children. You're a sister, you're a father, you're a king, or whoever, or as a collective. It takes a village to raise a child. And most of us are still living in this kind of fallacy. Oh, I'm alone, I'm single, I want to get my mind, then I have my own children. And then I'm even at 60 and 70, I'm still waiting. There's just a lot of them out there. Just a lot of other women that have produced these children for you. Just a lot of other mothers that have been able to go through that pain for you. Just a lot of other fathers that did not throw or did not put up some plastic on themselves to give you those children. Just a lot of other women and men that got together and produced your own. So why do we bother? We just have to take them and raise them up. Why are they on the street? And I'm sitting here just with some two boys that are grown up now. This house should be filled with children crying around here. All of us taking back our own children to raise them is one of the critical, is one of the shame that nature has put onto us as Mother Africa, as kings of Africa, that our children are still on the street, that they're still running and begging for food, that we're still giving access to some medias to come and take pictures of them and laugh at them. Look at their bulgy buttons. Look at the flies on their nose. Here in summer, when the weather is so hot, you get flies everywhere. Flies get into your drinks. You can even have a conversation. They're just everywhere. Who takes those pictures of those flies and share it in the world? That you see, because the weather is hot, flies are enjoying nature, and they come to also, cohabit in your space like humans as part of and then now it's because you're poor. It's because you invite flies into your house. They are co-creators like you and me. And this is exactly who we are. We have never, today we did one simple thing. A brother who is here in the chat with us, Brother Paul, you know him, and he's moving to Uganda. It's a very incredible story. Oh my goodness. Brother Paul doesn't even know where he's going to in Uganda. And he had reached out to me and like, Dr. Susan, do you have a contact on the continent because I'm going. In my heart, and my ancestors have been telling me, you just need to go to Uganda. I've never been to Uganda. He's coming from the Caribbean, but he's currently in the United States. Been there for long. And he's moving back to motherland. I don't know nobody, but I'm going. That is Mr. Brown saying, I'm just going. I don't know nobody, but my ancestors have been calling me. I've been on this call for long, and I just want to go. So when he reached out to me, I was like, okay, I will see if we have connections in Uganda. It's the whole place open. Now, in the course of the conversation of the One Africa conference, and I was saying we should start, all of us that are coming from the different parts, even in the United States, make a picture of how ready you are. Put your luggages and everything, your tickets are already set. Make a picture and post to us on the Pan-African Daily. And this is what Brother Paul did. Posted a picture in our WhatsApp group. And I was thinking, and I'm like, wow, so you're already ready? Hey, I have to do my own post and share. No, then he said, I'm going home. They're like, what? You're going home? And then I remember he wanted me to put him in contact. And I called King Maponga. Today, I'm talking about something that happened 4 hours ago. And I called King Maponga. He's in Harare in the village, went to see his mother. And the king just came spontaneously on the show. And it's like, not on the show, on the conversation. I'm sorry, because I'm in the show now. And he was like, my queen, what is it that I can do? I said, your brother is coming home. And he's not coming to Zimbabwe. He's not going to the south. He wants, in the south, of course, he wants to go to Uganda. And now, is anyone ready to pick him from the airport and stuff like that? As I was already only informing him, he just added a number in the chat. And this elder came on. And King Maponga was like, well, your son is coming home. He'll be arriving anytime. I don't know what you're going to do with him, but I just want to tell you he's ready. Tickets, everything set. And he was like, I was just coming back from brushing my mouth, and I was just going around the compound, and I still have to even wear my coat, and you're just waking me up to tell me my son is coming home. I want you to get the essence of what I'm trying to tell you. You have to be so smart to pick out what is it that I'm driving at, that I'm a story that happened today. So King Maponga was like, yes, this is a brother that is coming from the Caribbean, our children that are coming back home. I was just telling you, and the elder was just laughing and like, yes, I am still here struggling to brush my teeth and to put my stuff together. So yes, what is it all about? So King Maponga went again on the routing. Then I was in my sense like, is he not really getting the point that we're saying that one of his sons is coming home? Then I said, no, my elder. I wanted to put it like as if Maponga was not doing the job well. But the elder knew everything. And he wanted us to come in the African way. How do we greet elders? How do we salute one another? What is it that is of essence? Because apparently, this elder was typing a message, the same message that, it is time that the children will become. And he was typing that message to somebody else, but he didn't even know that one of us is already on the way. That was the vision. So he was just like, yes, I'm here chewing my stick and washing myself. Go ahead. And then when we rumble and rumble, he said, okay, now I'm on. Now, can we just greet in the African way? And then he said, my king, Maponga, what happened today in the morning? How was the compound? How was the chickens? How were the horse? How was the earth? How was the grandmother? How was the trees? How was the mountains? Did you go to the river? Wow. And I was just chilling because a village girl like me, I know it. But how on earth have I lost that? And Maponga was like, yes, my king, I got up in the morning and the chickens are doing well. The goats in the backyard are doing well. I went to the river and I went to even do my meditation by the stone, by the cornerstone of my ancestors. And they all sent you greetings. Wow. And it came to my turn. And he said, yes, my queen, Eni Efwa, how was the compound today? And I said, yes, thank you so much, my king. I got up in the morning. I drank water and mind my Africa business. And yes, I'm right now struggling to make fufu because I had put ugali to make fufu for lunch, but the household is doing well. Your boys are out and the compounds are okay. And he said, did you hear anything about us from the I said, well, I saw some winds came up. And he said, what message did they bring? I said, it just brought good tidings. It was cold in the night. He said, yes, because we all visited. Wow. And when he got to the point of our brother that is going home, he's like, yes, brother, how was here? And our brother that is really okay could not just contain it. He just break down and he was weeping. And all of us, three of us, we were just crying. We couldn't speak for about 10 minutes. We were just sobbing, right? And the elder was just laughing. You know, we were not on camera, just on audio. And he was like, yes, I know. The time is now. And he's coming home. And he said, brother, those tears that you're shedding are tears of joy. You're just leaving back because Brother Paul could not contain that. He could not just understand that I have been on the mission. My ancestors are calling me and I'm going to Uganda. I don't even know anybody. And out of a sudden, this is an elder that is going to pick him up. And he said, if you had made a mistake and booked a hotel, cancel it immediately. You are coming home. You are going to stay with us in your family. I'm going to show you your father's property in everything. Mr. Paul was sobbing. I was sobbing. King Maponga himself was sobbing. These are all the realities of what I'm telling you. I'm still telling you, and you can feel already that in me. Pack your things. Just only tell us I'm leaving this today. All those business people on the continent that are telling you to buy land before you come, that are telling you to pay a rent of 2 years or whatever before you come, that when you get on the continent, they tell you you have to pay a 6 months or a this. That is a business strategy, and I'm not against it. I don't have any intention to discourage you from it. If you have booked your hotels and you are planning to go back home, you've bought your land and you are having your 1 year payment out there, it is okay. But the you that is there, like me and you, that don't have that possession, that don't have the possibility, or even that have the possibility, but they want to stay in a family, reach out to us. Tell us when you're leaving. Don't book the hotel first. And you still just want to say, I don't want to be going out there and staying in my father's continent in a hotel when I know that their children and their families that really need me. I need a family. We had talked about this project, family adopting families on the continent. And it just happened in my very eyes. Not that we plan it, not that we arrange it, and it just happened. And Brother Paul is going back home. So don't question a lot. I need money before I leave. Why am I going to stay? Oh, people will laugh me, particularly us migrants that have been here. I'm going back empty-handed. Imagine migrants, and they have their compounds, they have their father's properties, they have their village, and they are even still here stuck in the mindset of, oh, what am I going to do now when I arrive? My siblings and my friends will be laughing at me that you came on a journey coming back empty-handed. No, you're coming back with something here, and that's something you can pay for it. And that something is what they don't want you to bring. So the physical possession is not what we want. But this brother, I don't want to mention his name for security reasons or whatever, because we're here, is going to create a whole industry. But the elder did not even ask him, what are you coming to do? How much do you have? Have you had your hotel? Okay, I would see. I would give you my number. The brother just said, I saw you already coming. Come home. This is the spirit that we want. This is the One Africa conference that we're talking about. This is the business of people that we're talking about. And be not be deceived. Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. The business of people is the most richest business. When we don't like to hear the word business, Dr. Mata, the matron of Africa Expo, told me, woman alone is a business. The name woman, the name man is a business that they put a price on you. Now, if you go and begin to see when they measure in terms of GDP, and they say per cup, per head income, who is that per head? Who is that per head income? It is you. So you are a business product. So when we talk about business in our unity, us connecting, most of us just see fiat currency. No, you as a human is already a business. So you as that human going back to add to the continent and bringing this is a lot of investment. So I just want to encourage you, take a step. Like our brother this morning, give me a call. I want to go somewhere else. And immediately a sister also called from the US. She's a retired doctor. And she said she's been in Ghana, make 6 months there, trying to study the countries. And she wanted to go now to Gambia also to study it. But she said she'd run out of money when she was in Ghana and she had to come back home, to try and find more money and go back. Did you run out of money? Say, yes, I had to pay my rent, I had to do this, and I could not make it. I did not plan myself well to go. I said, okay. And then she said, I don't know, but I just want to go to any place. Do you have any place that you want to? That's the word. I just want to go to any country. Because the problem is when we're always like, and we're still going in that routing that they're telling us, investment possibilities in Cameroon, investment possibilities in Nigeria. Nigeria has so much oil. So we're going now like what? Merchandise, business people. I need the public. I need to put my brands. I need to put my this. Fine. We're also going to lead you in that channel. You want to invest? You want to go as a business person? You want to invest in any industry or any sector? Remember, agriculture is the step number one where you will never make a loss on it. Any place that you want to go, whether it's Namibia that they tell you that the lands are so dry, go there. The lands have been dry because your ancestors pulled it out from exploitation. Just go, anything that you till is going to grow food you will eat, and you will be able to feed the continent and its people. Our lands are not dry. They're fertile, but the land is like a woman that needs to be impregnated. So pregnant the land, and it's going to bear children. So go to the land, farm the land. That's pregnanting the woman. Like King Maponga says this. Go and pregnant, learn to make love with the land. Pregnant it. You want it to give you twins? And that's how your feels are. You see, these are the proverbs out there. And if you're shocked, you'll be like, oh, is he crazy? Why is he talking something like that? I'm pregnant the land. Oh, we don't want to hear it. Yes. Our lands are fertile like a woman that is ready to produce. Like they want to stay in a polygamy. Call it anything. That's how fertile the African is. So our lands are the virgins that are waiting to produce children. So many. So now if you impregnate your woman, is she not going to bear you children? Huh? So it's the same thing. You don't want to impregnate land, but you want the land and feed the continent. How can you not make love to a woman and you want the woman to be pregnant and have children? How? So that is the same message. Go back to Africa. You on the continent that are watching me, the land is fertile. It's a virgin woman, young women, old elderly ones that are still producing. unstoppable. Like the elder asked, what about the chickens in the compound? And then he went back to himself to say, oh, I was touring in my backyard and I saw the chickens sitting on the egg, being, trying to incubate and to reproduce the young ones. And he went and even had to cover them up to nurture them up. You know what? Because that's how we Africans always had sinned. We had never met and just like, hi, hi, what is hi here? We have always met in the village and asked, how are your cattle doing? Because our cattle were exactly your currency. How are the chickens doing? In South Africa, Noma Zulu would tell me that you need to give in Soweto or in the village in Cameroon or anywhere in Kenya. You need to just give a family a chicken. That was a whole wealth. Or you give it a goat. That's a whole wealth. Because that's how we saw our currency. And they're going to nurture that goat and it's going to reproduce and it's going to be. Now, why do you think, for God's sake, that people just here eat chicken anyhow, eat chicken today, tomorrow, do roast it, turn it, do any kind of thing with it? Do you know what that is? What do we do with chicken in an African context? Those of you that are village people like me, traditionalists like me, conservatives like me, custodians of the cultures like me, what do we do with chickens? Is it even not just, out of the context to say, when we go to do our dowries, we take a chicken? These are holy things that, symbols that shows growth, prosperity, wealth, knowledge, health, everything. You want to go and ask. And now today we just meet with our children. Oh, they just know themselves and then they just married. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Take them to the river. Take them to the village. Take them. Let them give them those blessings. So our going on the continent is very significant. Reparations is what we are asking, is the topic for today. But the essentials of all these things lies in our villages. They're there. Nobody's going to ask you anything. And the elder was telling him, okay, before you come to the airport, this is what you need to have. And when we meet at the airport, this is, automatically the transition and the cleansing and the healing starts in that process majestically. So nobody has to give a tack for it to happen. Nobody has to look at the time for it to have to. No, it's just the 12-12 thing. And you just see it in its essence. So go and take it. You can even come back, no problem. But remember, once you put your feet and you're coming back, you can never be the same. Your prophets are already out there that have been there, that have left you and they're there and they keep telling you. Don't only believe my French here because I'm a village girl. Okay, believe them that were also there with you and they've been there and they tell you, you get there is something else. You can never come back the same. Even us migrants that have also, came and we're here, when we go back each time, you're never the same. Even our brothers that all came from motherland humanity, why is it that when they go back, it's so contaminating? They can never, depart from it. That is Mother Nature. That is you, my darlings. That is you, my people. That is the magic that is in you. I don't even know how I can translate this again into pidgin, into what? Into Lingala, or into Shenin, whatever. Okay? So yes, I see people in my backyard, in my compound here saying, we're watching you. Kabila wants to say, I'm watching from Lusaka, Zambia. Kabila, am I lying? You are a village boy. You can already testify everything that I'm saying here. What is the purpose of a chicken, of a cock, of a hen, when you're going to ask the hand of your bride, of your queen, to the elders? And they'll tell you, bring a nice chicken, a nice hen. And you just go. And these are the very things that you think that you come here and just cut and put on the plate and just eat anyhow. And our children just eat it, and they just eat the gizzards, and they just eat some of those parts that you were not even supposed. And then you know, that was a demystifying and an insult on our culture, to say what you so cherish, what brings you this, we're just gonna eat it and even reproduce it, and it's available everywhere. You go to any party, if there's no chicken, like nothing happened here. No, that was an insult. That was trying to make you think that what you do to bless and to produce and to multiply is eatable. Why chicken? Why all this powerful things? Why? No, just eat it and then sit and pray and look up and miracles will happen. And you do and do and do and do and do. And now we're being recycled into going back into that extension. Just go. I might not even be privileged to meet you there again. We might not even be privileged to just see ourselves. But go. I'm already coming from there. I have enough. My generation has enough because I came from there. But you were taken away from us. You don't know what it feels. You don't know what the birds cry, how the river talks to you when you sit by it, what kind of message to communicate to you. What does every stone represent? What does every mountain? And you go in our neighborhoods, you have the twin mountains. Like in my village, you have the twin mountains there, the Kopaza, and the other one is what? The one is a female and the one is a man, the king. And they are big there and they look at each other. Now in the moonlight, when we went out to look for crickets, and you would see the moon settling there, and the kings would sit by the river and say they're making love under the moonlight. The Queen Mountains, everything that surrounded us. And this is why we are who we are. Go and get that experience. Don't wait for me. I might not meet you. You might not meet me in this borrowed scheme, in this borrowed physical. Just go. Get that experience so that when you come back, you know, when we transit and meet again, you're going to be something else. Anthony said, Cassava said, I'm connecting from Sierra Leone here. The fire is on. Yes, thank you for connecting from Sierra Leone. Ayoka F1, I already know. I know where you're connecting from. And Sweet is saying, let me put those comments so that we all know. Yeah, non-swill zone is I'm watching from Florida, USA. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching from that far, from the windows that is connecting all of us. We're so honored to have you here and to share with you. Okay. I'm running up and I just want to greet all of us that are here and where you're watching from. So if you want us to know where you're watching from, just drop it. This is Anthony watching us from Sierra Leone. Yeah. And sending greetings to all of us. If you want us to show where you're watching, where you're connecting as a whole global family, and you want us here to actually throw a chicken on you, put a red feather on you, you know, these are all things. When I say it, you just pick it, learn it. Sorry. It's time to mind my African business. So when we throw it and we say, you're going to get a red feather, and this red feather also comes from the hen or the chicken. And so when you're given titles and you have the categories of feathers, when you have the red one, nobody was questioning why the red feather. Okay, why the red one? And you know, some of these cocks, and I don't see it here. Oh my God, this is also something that we have to pay attention to. Look at the African cocks and the hens. Look at even their colors. You have this one that is almost like purple brown, and they had this tail that has the red feathers on it. That's where they take that feather to give you that particular one, and has these, you know, things on here. When he cries in the morning, you know, the other gods in the universe know who he is. That they know. So when you're going to be enthroned or to be given a kind of a title, they give you the red feather. That red feather, you have to. It's a significant thing. So how can you just not get these things? How can you, those are possessions, that those are reparations that your ancestors, your elders in the communities and the villages owe you. They owe you when they took you away, the right of possessions. You didn't have to know. What is a red feather? What is it when I sit at the feet? What is it when the elders say the land is not, we need to pregnant the land? What is it that when they say our mountains now are going out on a walk? What is it that they say the rivers are taken from those that don't have and bringing it? My people, I heard all that as a baby. And they were talking all these things. And when you went to the river, you could hear the music of the other people leaving and walking in the river to go and give food to the others. Go and get that experience. Go and get those stories. Nobody's going to tell you those stories here. Nobody would even have to, to tell you anything. You would just be in that moment and you make your own experience, because no one can share that experience and you get it the way you were there. Okay. Thank you. A brother here is saying, Nathaniel tonight said, I got hired at Safeway, just waiting for background to clear. And he's gone. Thank you, so brother. You're clever. You're so smart. Don't worry. Only your ticket. Remember what King Maponga said. We're just not saying things. Sometimes we don't even believe ourselves again. That's why when we say things, we keep doubting each other. We keep always asking, are we really real? And we even choose to go to the ones that, no, I don't want to be abused. I don't want to be, I just want to have my privacy. I want to have my space. And I don't even know what they're going to, you're missing a lot. If you're that one too, thank you. Welcome. We're still going to support you. Questions that you have, we're going to help you. But if you are this one like me, village girl, okay? Kinyeje. That's what I heard the Kenyan say it. And yes, look, just get your ticket, get your stuff. You're going to be picked at the airport. You're going to go into a family that your ancestors chose you to go, because that's part of you. And that's what we are not doing. We're still doing the Chinese format. Go like investors, carry a suitcase, take loans, and then just go. And then when you go and stay in a hotel, that's not your family. Go to your families that the ancestors have put you there. And each and every one of us have that family. Call me and said, I want to go to this place. We're going to call your family there. We don't know them. And they will just say, yes, he's coming back to us. Where do you think you all came from? What on earth do you think we just dream and said, we're the diasporas, we're going home, we need a land? Did you not just belong to somewhere? I keep asking this question sometimes. Did your father not have land? Did you just wear, like, even pears, they have roots that they're planted and then they bear the tree, the fruits, and then they fall back. Did you just fall from some planet, some aliens, and look like us? You coming from a home, from a family. And they know already that you're going to go back to that family. But you want to see it differently. You're not listening. You're not hearing the call. You're too busy to hear the cries, to follow the steps. We want to go and sit down at a stone, hold some white cloth and say something. No, they are in you and they will direct you. At the right time, if you are ready to leave, they will just direct you. And when you will go, the family will take you. And that's your family, where you came from 500 years ago. Don't question. If you meet them and they cannot feed themselves, and they're living in mud houses, and some of them, your siblings, are on the street, that is an extension of you. Don't go and build some skyscrapers. Don't go and think that you live from somewhere else. No, that's your family. You had been separated for long. Don't underlook them, because you're somebody else and they're also somebody else. They're also going to underlook you, for God's sake. If you just bring some too much nice things that they don't know Are you thinking that they're just going to accept you and jump on it because we're just coming with this kind of mentality that, oh, we're poor, or we go and we give them sweets and and they look at us and they begin to adore and worship us? Mind you, they will run away. And then you begin to say, they're discriminating me. Oh, oh, I don't go along with them. You did not follow your call to go to your family. And remember, even if you are a superstar out here, you're going to be given the family that you belong to. And any state that you meet that family in, that is you. That is the poverty side of you, if you call it poverty. Fix it. That's the magic. Fix it. That's your family. That is your DNA. I don't even know why we're going to spend money to look, where did I come from? Where did my ancestors come from? Haven't we us just understood we are one? How on earth do we want to ask the ancestors again that we are one? And we are one, meaning that all of us coming from there. So what is it that you really want again them to tell you? You even go to still pay chunks of money to the same people. And you believe in it when they say, oh, my great-grandmother come from here. You come from the continent. You are an Abantu. Egyptology. Your origins of it. Don't find out. You're an extension. We traveled. Now I want to go and people will be asking some kind of stuff. And I've been telling them, don't even ask me anything that you say scientifically research. I don't know those words. Scientifically research. Go home. Your family is waiting. For so long, they've been disconnected to you. If you have something to share, they have something to share with you even more. Because that's where you're going to be and produce your generation upon generations. How much can you pay? How much can you invest? How much can you buy? You need to first go into a family, get the blessings, stay with them. Okay? Know them, know everything. They tell you everything, who they were, how they've been. Then now you can start thinking, okay, now I just came. This is what I brought here. And I don't know if it's useful or it's trash, because most of it is trash anyway. But we can start from somewhere. That is it. That is it. Okay? Oh, did somebody just donate us $10? Thank you. Thank you for contributing and sharing. So yes, I'll be rounding up, and it's been a while. It's been, I don't know. And remember, we keep saying it. Everything that our ancestors do is just good. Why they do it so good, I cannot tell you. The fact that Reverend Dr. Niinana and our sister Betty Williams are not here to talk about the reparations, they just know why. And that's why I don't really bother a lot when we have a guest and they don't come. They know what is it that we needed. Probably I had to give you this message that they're giving to me right now to tell you to just go. Your families are waiting. They're 1.4. Even when they say 1.5, I say we're 2. Uncountable. Like this one that our brother was saying, stolen children. Those that are hidden. Those that are not accounted for. They don't count them. Okay, so we're more. And then imagine all us. We're not even going to fit in every family out there. How many of us are just here? Go home. Look for where your families are. Take care of them. They take care of you. And that's the oneness. That's the spirit. That's the unity in power. All right. Forgive my French if I said some things that you did not understand. Eduardo said, I'm watching from Brazil. Now say that. What do you want to tell me? Who is it that want to say what? Who is that? Who is he that want to disagree that the connection of our ancestors is not touching every one of you where you are? Who wants to disagree? Even when you want, like we say, significantly proven, we still come here. My brother, my son, my king, my everything. Patrick still came here, sat here, gave you statistics. but we don't even need it. This medium here was brought by the ancestors. I'm sitting here borrowed in this skin here. It's just an extension of what they brought me here to do, and I'm just doing it, and I'm happily serving it. And so if I came from the village, I had to get all this knowledge to tell you, to bring that message to you. Go back home. Just go and visit them and come back anyway. Belong. Oh, I have my passport. Oh, my this. Didn't the questions always come? When they come for you, did they ask passport? Did they even find out? Did they keep your identities to say you're from here? Luckily, because even when we were there, we still struggle to do our braids and to inform each other. This is how the route we came from, and we go like this, and we came from, and we start looking at our braids and follow it. How did we lose that? How could we just forget? No, it is there. Another thing that is given to us, if you're going home to stay, if you're going back to mother continent, take a piece of earth with you. If your ancestors that we left them all here across, take them. Take that piece of earth. When you go to the village, you present it to the ancestors. I know they already have it, most of them, or to the elders in the village. But if you so cherish it, one of the things that you should pack on this journey back is that earth. Put it in a very secured position. Most of us, Dr. Elaine had said it, that are still producing, keep the nevels, or what we call the umbilical cord tail of your children. Take them back home. Another thing, if a tooth is falling off of our girls, our boys, our babies at the age of 5 or whatever, keep that tooth. Take it back. We all heard it, and you knew it now, that the remains of Patrice Emery of Congo, it was just a tooth that in the room of the massacre that happened to him. You know that they chopped him into pieces and put it into acid. But the tooth of one of those that were watching that is what they sent back. And Congo was so happy. And you know, Congo is an umbilical cord. We all come from Congo. And they took it and said, yes, give it to us. To you, it's just a tooth. To us, it's a whole generation. So don't throw those things. They are part of it. If your daughter's tooth fell off, or your grandmother, and you're going back and leaving them, umbilical cord of our children, always ask the nurses to give you. Tie them, put them securely. With us, when we were growing up, you know, we're going to put it by, take a plantain and put it there. Okay, or a cocoyam. It was always on the, you know, a fruit that we all will eat. So please don't forget, when you're packing, it's not just packing my luggage, packing my bag, packing my this. We're still going to have very intimate conversations on reparations, those that are going, because we really were not actually doing, you know, the right steps now, how the crossover is going to, what is it that you're taking along with you? What is it that you should not forget? If they're gone, don't worry. If they're gone, don't worry. They're already home anyway. But if you can remember, it means they're reminding you, you have to get it back. Okay, you have to take it back. So yes, if I miss not calling your name out, if I miss not sharing your I'm not sharing your comments here, and let me just put these other ones here, and you can already see. F. Young Johnson say, I'm watching from Lagos, Nigeria. If I have to go through the chat to see all to see where all of us are watching, you just see it. So what is that magic? And you'll be thinking, oh, it's Susan, which me? Or it's Amy, which me? Nah. Just in this borrowed skin here, an extension of, I don't know, maybe Ya Asantewa, or in the older version, or Harriet Tubman. Whoever, whichever all of them came and just borrowed this flesh that I'm going to leave it. that I'm going to return it back to the owner, the earth that I came from. So take it. All of us is that extension, that connection. So yes, thank you, brother, from visiting us here, connecting and calling your brothers home from Lagos, Nigeria. Such a beautiful thing. Kwame is said, I've been drinking a lot of water. Have you been, Kojo, drinking plenty of our water and minding our own business here? Don't just take the sip, swallow it. The more you drink, the more you mind the business. Okay, drink a lot. We're still going to order, because even the plastics that we drink it in and the glass, we're going to start drinking in our traditional, bowls and millets and the real ones from the river. Yeah, but now do it. It's still okay. Okay. And Cheryl is like, I feel the love here. You see, that's what it happens already. So make sure we are all here connected in the same spirit, in the same love. We're going to reproduce. We're going to make our lands. We're going to, and let me tell you, when we say agriculture and impregnate the land or make the land fertile, we're not just talking about the soil. Okay, we're really talking about, all of us are fertile. All of us are ready. All of us are producing whatever talent, whatever thing. That's what we keep we say it in the physical form: support Black business, support our own things. But that's the fertility. That's the impregnating. Because the produce that comes out of there is what is going to feed all of us. So please, if you're conscious, you see your brother selling anything. I used to be beaten up by my grandmother, because each time I went to the market, I've told you that, I always bought the worst things I find in the market. Each time my auntie sent me to the market to go and buy vegetables, I always brought the rotten ones. The tomatoes, I always brought the ones that are spoiled. And I'll always be beaten for that. And I always was tempted. She doesn't even know how to buy the right things. No, it's just because I buy from my feelings. I buy always from the grandmothers that were waiting there, or the women that never sold anything. And you could see it in the spirit. You saw the ones that were happy, and for that vegetable or that tomato to have withered means nobody came for it. And I had to buy it, and I got trashed. I got whipped. You know how African mothers do it. But you know what? They were beating me, and I was just jumping and hiding. But I've done what I had to do. So yes, when you move around along the street, don't always go and select, particularly on the continent African. Sorry. Don't just go and pick some of those things that, they have to look good. Every vegetable is good. They just look withered. And that's what they've been fooling us with it. Spraying chemicals, and you look everything green. And you say, oh, this one is delicious. The withered ones is a natural process. So buy. When you're on the streets in Accra, in Cameroon, everywhere, buy from them. Buy from those ones that you see carrying their bananas on their head. Hey, in Tübingen, Germany, you're going to see that. We're going to be carrying our bananas and our pop-off and our granite on the head and selling around the stands. Just typical us. I can't wait. I cannot just wait it. So yes, learn to put your money where it is. Look at how it looks like. Now money's these days have color. Some communities don't give them money when the color is black, and they call it black money. Haven't we learned a lot? Black money. Black this. So yes. So put your money in black money. Black everything that you see. Okay? So thank you so much. Tomorrow again, we'll have Master, Baba, Professor, Teacher, Elder, Son. He told me the other day, call me your son. I don't like when you're calling me Professor James Moore. Call me your son. I like you to call me your son because you're mama. So I call him and say, my son. Say yes. And what an honor. It's not about taking. That's how you know when we say our kings without crowns and our queens without crowns. When you have gotten into that prophecy, then you actually just know who you are, that you don't need it. Because you're just you. That's what you are already. It's the same thing when Professor PLO came here and I said, oh, I'm, you know, expert. I said, no, I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing my experience of what I know. And that's what we all are. You see, we start denying all those things. We don't want to be borrowed and call some of those things that they even gave to us. We didn't even know why, what our brains were programs before they give us those things. PhD. No, we don't have anything against that. But when you would be called and move into it. This morning on the morning show, brother brother Answer was just like, no, just call me brother, call me a friend, or call me by my name. They're throwing it all away. Don't want it again. They don't want all this borrowed things. Just call me by my name. Call me brother or sister. That's how I understand ourselves. Who is saying this? Dr. Susan Tata. You the words out of my mind-blowing family currency. Yes, that's true, my elder. Okay. So good to go. May we say good night to us here, and may we say good morning, and all those that are going to bed. The dreams that would come are the dreams that you would feel something, and in the morning you'll be able to tell me what the family is doing. Like I already taught you how we should be greeting. How is the compound? How is the chickens? How are the goats? So you can put it in any form. What did you do this morning? We don't just come and like, hi, I'm here. My name is this, or, you know, and this. No, we greet by feelings. What did you eat today? What did you drink? Who visited you? How is your neighbor doing? What is the mango tree on your veranda doing? Did it produce? Did it bear children? How's your backyard doing? That is us, because we recognize each and every one of these things in us. All right. So thank you, brother, that is watching from Namibia. I don't want to leave anybody out. I know most of you are tired, but we can never be tired, because I told you it's been 500 years. So we can sit for 500 years and talk every day. We're never tired. We're catching up. We're catching up. The lost times, the missing you was been too much. All right. So yes, thank you so much. Do I need to remind anyone here that they need to subscribe if they're here on the first time? Yes, I think I need to say that, because Sister Tata was saying, when is the program starting? Anybody that asks in our chat groups and is brought to our attention, like, when is the program starting or at what time, then we know you've not subscribed. So what we usually will remind you is like, save yourself that pain and that trouble. Click, you will see the red button, that red thing. They write on it, subscribe. Just, you know, it's some words. Click on it, and then you see the bell, the 1212 alarm, alert, bell. Click it, and so you don't need to bother. So you can do your anything when we come live anytime. You just be there. I like that custom, because today in the morning I was like, let's see who is awake. I didn't give a jingle. I didn't even announce it. And I was just on, and everybody was already there. So that is it. Sometimes we test. Our elders test us. Our moms used to test us. They just walk around, and today you begin to hear in all this crap they think lead management by walking around. Our elders did it. My father did it. He never went to school. He did it. When he was entering the compound, he always like and each time we didn't know why when Pa was entering, Baba was entering the compound, he always like all of us heard that from all of us. And we didn't know, and we were just like, and one time before he transited, I asked, because I always ask these things. I said, Baba, why is it that each time you're coming, you always and he said, because we are many in the compound, we have so many. You greet your ancestors when you're coming in, but also they can also be somebody in your bed. And so you alert him that the real owner the real owner of the farm, of the property, is coming home. You see, did he have to go to get some things to know how to just inform the children? Even most of us, when we're messing and we just everybody just like, we adjusted. So management or leadership by walking around is something that your ancestors did without even knowing anything. They walked around, they test the waters. So let nobody teach you anything. What they're struggling, they did a long time ago. I said the queens raised 15 children, even in the diaspora, 20. The least they could have. Look at Mama Bello. Look at the queen in Ethiopia with 15 grandchildren in her age, 10 children raised in the diaspora. All of them went to school. Single mother. What do you want to come and tell me? That somebody taught you what? Civilization? Sign over here. Sister Queen, I'm a village girl. Queen without a crown. All the village girls and the village kings. Until you start recognizing that you're a village girl and a village king, that's when you're home. Because we all villagers. And the theory and the knowledge and the PhDs in the village is too much for free. All right. I love my title. Please, Sister Sanove, don't take my title. I'm a village girl. Don't, I can borrow it to you. I'm so jealous of it. When I go to some people, they're like, oh, yes. Oh, you know, you look like, I said, please, just leave me. I'm a village girl. I don't want anybody to mess up with this title here. So thank you so much, my peers. Okay. Thank you, Brother Millet. You say we have all the tools. Yes. Okay. Who is this? I think we'll have to address that some other time. Prosper, we would do this. But like every day, like I said, hey, watch out. Tomorrow is the morning show. Now I come morning, afternoons, morning and evening. We are working on the project with our young executives that will be coming up. So that's why I'm coming up on morning shows now to just start preparing them, because we'll start be doing running out throughout. But now I'm just doing it because they're watching and they're seeing all the things that I do on the morning show. So morning shows every day. Click your button. I'm not going to announce it like I did today, because Brother Ansel got me up this morning at 5:30 in bed and said, "Are you ready?" So that's when I knew, oh, morning could be something. And I was like, wait, let me. But I was there. And later on, I just went on the morning show. So morning show is coming in the morning. And maybe we could talk about that. You said, Miss Susan, can you talk about the difficulties in marriage? Because I found out so many men bully their wives at home, which is not good. Your word might touch lives. Thank you so very much, Prosper. I'm going to do that conversation tomorrow in the morning. Thank you. We'll have that on the morning show. The difficulties in marriage. Who? But that's a whole thing. I only would give you from my experiences from the village, from the compound, and how it all went. And yes, they also were characteristics of that. But we have been doing a research to find out how did it come. Because from what we know from Elder Mutua Credo, who is an ancestor now, he told us the role of the women in ancient African tradition. And we didn't hear anything in that research work as battery. So we're still trying to see some of these elements that we're exercising now on ourselves could be coming when the colonialists came and they had to torture us and they had to beat us to obey. And some of these elements actually got into us because from our original, we never knew they came. It was a sin to touch a woman, to touch a queen. You had to ask everything, even just making love to her. You had to ask her and you had to prepare her 1 hour before time. Watch it out in the morning if you want to enjoy a lot of this conversation. You want to learn, you want to be empowered by it. Join me on the morning show in the morning. I'm going to treat this topic, Prosper. Thank you for bringing it up. Okay. Yes, I would tell it to you the way it is. And you would just realize that, like the prophet, when he came here, he said, if we know better, we'll do better. If we know better, we'll do better. All these things and all these things that are happening, if we know better. And one of the knowing better is us giving now this inspiration and this moments that you say, just say, it might save somebody. It might touch some lives. People might think differently. They might act differently just by hearing something they never heard. Or just by thinking, oh, I'm doing also in my manhood called or in my womanhood. But be aware. It's not women. We've seen women that bully men, beat men to death. I've been a witness to that in the USA. I saw it. I was a part of it, 2007. Okay, so yes, it happens, but we're going to talk about the origins, where it came from, and then so that we would understand that this kind of trauma and depression and all these things that we're going through, was it really in our culture? Do we call it our culture? Did we learn it wrong and then we do it now, and then they put it on us? Remember that now that's your culture. You're wicked, you're beating your women, you're beating your men, you're burning your own people in public, in life, in chopping up lives. Where did it come from? But we want to focus on marriage, as you said, because I already have been having this invitation a couple of times that people like, Dr. Susan, teach us how to love our women, teach us how to, to just treat our women. We never maybe got that. So I'm going to do it in the morning. Okay. So yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have you drunk your water? Johnny boy. Drink your water. So we see ourselves in the morning, my people, on the morning show, and we're going to be treating that topic that I just said. Okay. So thank you so much, Miyaka. Miyaka means in my dialect, thank you, Miyaka. So we're going to hear that Miyaka. And in the other part of my other dialect is called Berry. Berry just means Miyaka. So when I say Miyaka and Berry, like Tuku Pamoja, like Asante Sana, you understand that we come all like thank you or merci, whatever. We took all those things from them and we can speak it better. Okay. So yes, thank you so much. We're going to see ourselves tomorrow and the morning show. Be our guest and you want to learn on this topic. And I'm just going to share what I know. If it inspires you, and like I said, pardon my French. If you don't like it, call it French. All right. So we see ourselves. Good night to all of you that are watching. Good morning to all of you. And you that are at your workplaces now, make sure you put the energy and walk. Bye. Keep money for those tickets. We need it. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye. Good night. You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.